All right, in Minuet 2, we have 3 new things, which is kind of a big deal. The first thing is that we have slurs. So you can just talk about ironing out your hooked bows or just making it really, really smooth now instead of having a stop between your notes. You can point out where we have this. You have one in 15, one in 23, and then in 29 and 30. And you can have them try those little figures. Really smooth. And then for the slurs in 29 and 30, you can call these frowny faces so that they think of their bow making a frowny face shape while they have to go over the string for a slur. So first thing is you can go through those slurs and just help them get comfortable with that. Another new thing that they'll have is a D sharp, where they have to stretch their 3 beyond their 3rd finger tape, but not quite to where their 4 goes. And we'll tackle that in a drill spot soon, but that's a new thing they have to do. The last new thing is the triplet rhythm. And again, when we do certain drill spots, we'll put some words that will help them remember the triplet rhythm that you find in 15 and in 23. Okay, so now we'll go to the order in which you teach this. The first thing that I teach is these first 2 measures, and I call them a jungle gym because you have to just climb all over the place. From D string to A string to E string to A string to E string, back to D, and you've got hooked bows. So if you make it sound like it's this huge accomplishment if they can do the jungle gym, they feel really great about themselves. So first spend a lot of time getting comfortable with that, and then point out how many times you have it in this piece. 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a jungle gym 6 times, so you want to get really good at it. And once you know your jungle gym, you know almost a third of the piece because it comprises 3 of 10 lines. So that can give them a little bit of confidence to know that they've already learned a third of the piece as long as they can play their jungle gym. The next thing I teach is a peppermint spot. So in 23 and 24, with the rhythm, I assign the words peppermint ice cream cone, won't you please? Like this. Peppermint ice cream cone, won't you please? So have them say those words while you play it a bunch before they give it a try, and then point out that you've got the D sharp that they have to stretch. So now they have the rhythm kind of in their brain because they've been saying it with you playing it. And then you can teach note by note their slur, and then hook, stretch, 4 next door, back to your 3, and then open E. So you'll just learn that part note by note after they have the rhythm in their brain and they know that they have to play D sharp with a 4 next door. It can also be helpful to point out that you've got a 4th finger and an open E. You can talk about why we use a 4th finger because we're on A string for the notes before and after, and why we use an open E later because we're going to be on the E string for the next note anyway. Okay, so you've got your jungle gym, you've got your peppermint, and now we've got strawberry, which is measures 15 and 16. So this part is strawberry ice cream cone. It's a little bit shorter than your peppermint. It's a different flavor. Point out that you've got 1 low 2 on the A string and a high 2 on the D. Strawberry ice cream cone. Same deal as peppermint. You've got a slur, you've got a hooked bow, and you've got that fancy triplet rhythm. Okay, then you'll just kind of go line by line. Oftentimes after I do the jungle gym, the peppermint and the strawberry, I like to take a look at measures 29 to 32 because it's exciting to do a slur and it's a little bit tricky to do it over the string. So even though you've already kind of talked about slurs, you can now put it together with the whole line. Frowny, frowny, low 2, after that, you go through and teach line by line. One thing to point out is that there's a circle bow at the end of measure 16 and a super quick circle bow at the end of measure 28. And then if you take the repeat at the end of the page, you'll do a circle bow before 17.